Edit Soldier here, and I'm back to talk about Star Wars The Obi Wan Kenobi series, episode 6, and my thoughts on the final episode of the Kenobi series. Bad doesn't cover it, a disgrace doesn't cover it. This episode, two major plot points that I can't believe happened. The episode was short as well, for again a final. People that apparently get stabbed now by lightsabers just live on for the rest of their fucking days. I mean, Qui-Gon, like, what the hell happened, man? Did you just get hit in the right place? Did you know? Fucking hell. I mean, Disney. Oh God. Like, I've just watched the episode and I'm still just like, what the fuck did I watch? Nothing against Hayden Christensen. He did perfect. Okay, he did. He was a great Vader. I kind of like the mask bit. I mean, that's all I can say about him. The episode also looked cheap. Ridiculous plans. I mean, things that are obvious for you to do to capture a certain ship seem to just be abandoned. I'm in shock because the leaks were pretty dead on. They were dead on, except for one thing. One thing I wish they had been right about, but unfortunately weren't. Writing's bad. Time limit was bad. Acting from some of these people, bad. Owen being a bit of a coward. Like, why? I'm just like shocked. And anybody who says Kathleen Kennedy has no power, she's not in charge, is a fucking moron. This was completely her baby. And I don't give a shit about the person who directed this. I mean, again, this is going to be a stain on her record. She will pay for this when Disney give her another show and nobody watches it. I mean, apparently there was a better script up there somewhere until Kathleen Kennedy got a hold of it and then decided to make the show about Leia. Yeah, it was I have to go into spoilers. I can't keep dodging this shit. It was a bad episode. It's a disgrace to Star Wars. It ruins A New Hope. It makes A New Hope the beginning scene. The message. The message is now so ridiculous from Leia. Like, how the fuck do you not know who this Ben is? Like, you talk like you've never met him. You met him when you were 10, Leia. You met him when you were 10. Why are you not Oh, God. There's so much damage has been done. Again, this is worse than The Last Jedi. Like, there's no comparison anymore. This show just destroyed Star Wars canon. It's just made The New Hope look ridiculous. Oh, God damn it, man. Let's go into spoilers now. I'm giving this a 0 out of 10. If I can give it actually, you know what? -10. I'm going to give it a -10. It's just that fucking bad. So let's go into spoilers now. If you don't want to hear spoilers, leave in 3, 2, 1. So the episode starts off with the chase between the Star Destroyer and the Rebel ship. And apparently the Star Destroyer can keep up with the Rebel ship. Unlike in The Last Jedi, where they said apparently having a smaller ship means you're just too fast for a Star Destroyer. But apparently Disney just doesn't understand Star Wars. It's their own fucking canon. Again, I know the Star Destroyer should be able to capture that ship in like 2 minutes. It's a Star Destroyer against some small little worthless ship. Now, Vader just tells the Star Destroyer to continue firing at the Rebel ship because he wants to kill Obi-Wan. Why are you not launching fighters? You have an entire shuttle bay full of fucking TIE fighters. Just launch a couple. Launch a squadron. Launch every single one. But they don't. They also don't use a tractor beam when that transport's in tractor range. Couple of times in the fucking scene. But on the transport, Ice Cube's son tells the people they've nearly got the hyperdrive fixed. Obi-Wan knows this is bullshit. Goes up to talk to Ice Cube's son, and he tells him the truth. Yeah, pretty much we were fucked. He needs more time. So Obi-Wan comes up with this idea that he should sacrifice himself to save the rebels' ship. So he jumps into a smaller ship. Oh, not before he has a conversation with Leia, and Leia screams at him, "Why are you leaving? I don't want you to go, blah, 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 blah." Again, this is the same Leia who, in a couple of fucking years, is going to ask Obi-Wan Kenobi for help and pretend like she's never met him. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, Obi-Wan then has a final conversation with Ice Cube's son and says he's a fantastic leader. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? He has done jack shit. Like, he got stuck in a base because the Empire caught him. It took you had to convince him to help you save Leia. It's like, he is not a good leader, okay? You're in this position because this moron, God, can't fucking find a tracker on his own ship. So, he's not a good leader. Anyway, Obi-Wan jumps into a transport and leads the Star Destroyer. Well, he leaves the rebel ship on his little shuttle. On the Death Star bridge, Darth Vader tells the ship to follow Obi-Wan, the Grand Inquisitor who can survive lightsabers. He tells Vader they can't just give up on the rebels, they need to chase after them. They're the more important target, but Vader says Obi-Wan is more important. And at this here, I'm just like, this doesn't need to be choice. This doesn't need to be a choice. Launch fighters. Tell the TIEs to go after the transport. The Star Destroyer is not needed at this point then. Send something! Or Vader could jump into his shuttle and chase Obi-Wan. There's no need for a choice here. There's just no need. You can do both. It is not... Fucking hell. Anyway, so Vader gets his way and the Star Destroyer turns and runs after Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan lands on some random rock planet and Vader just jumps onto a shuttle and goes down to fight him. And they have... It's an okay duel. Not going to say it's bad. Oh, I completely forgot the other story in this episode. A story that needed to happen, apparently. So the third sister, Reva, she's on Tatooine because she fucking found Obi-Wan's communicator and has just decided to go find Owen because she now wants to get revenge on Vader because she's figured out Obi-Wan is protecting somebody, so she wants to get revenge on Vader. Obi-Wan's protecting something, but revenge on Vader. Like, fuck it. They are so desperate for this character to stay, aren't they? Oh, thank God, she's terrible. Anyway, so Reva asks for help, but, well, she threatens somebody and says... So she sends a mess... Well, no, actually. Ben goes into some workshop to find some parts, and with Luke, and the guy that Reva told to tell Owen that she's looking for him, finds Owen, tells Owen that Reva's looking for him. He runs back to his farm where he tells his wife, and his plan is to leave the farm and hide somewhere else, and the wife is just... Well, Beru is just like, no, we should stay here and fight the Inquisitor. I am not bullshitting. That is what this... Again, this entire scene was literally to have Owen act like a bitch and for Beru to sound like a fucking powerful woman. It is fucking ridiculous. Like, the plan that he has made sense. You cannot win against her. You are farmers with apparently rifles, Reva will kill you in 2 seconds, or at least a few minutes. So Ben just capitulates. Well, Owen capitulates and just says, "Fine, we'll stay and fight the Inquisitor." And so they wait for her. Reva arrives. They start shooting her with blasters, and I'll give him credit. Owen did put up a good fight at some point, but Reva manages to get the best of him, pushes him down, breaks his foot apparently, and Beru tells Luke to run. Luke does. And then we just get this weird scene where Luke's running into the desert, on his own by the way, with Reva chasing him. Man, kids are fast in this universe, aren't they? Just absolutely, like, miles away fast. Like, anyway, back with Vader and Obi-Wan. Vader manages to get the best of Obi-Wan, pushes him down into a fucking pit, and just throws a shitload of rocks on him. And Obi-Wan's just down there, holding them back, trying to find the courage to push off these massive rocks. Now, does he think of his duty to... Oh, by the way, on the show, I forgot to mention that Obi-Wan doesn't think he has anything better to do. Like, he has to care about Leia, like there's nobody else he needs to protect. Like, Luke never comes up in his mind. Luke never comes into his mind in so many of these episodes. And he has just given up his life for Leia and just completely forgot about Luke. I mean, it's insane. And where does he find the courage? Where does he find the strength to push these rocks off? Because he thinks about Leia. Not Luke. Not the kid he has been for fucking 10 years protecting. Leia, who he's just met. And apparently that gives him enough strength to push the rocks off him. And then he goes at Vader. They have a bit of a duel. And then Obi-Wan just throws a shitload of rocks at Vader. Vader takes them. And then they have a fight with each other. And then Obi-Wan cuts Vader's helmet. You see a bit of Hayden Christensen. And he says, and Obi-Wan says, "I'm sorry I failed you, Anakin. I'm sorry I failed you." And Anakin says, "You didn't kill Anakin. I did. Because Vader killed Anakin." And whilst Vader is at his weakest fucking point, like, all Obi-Wan has to do is swing his lightsaber and it's over. The Emperor has lost his right fucking hand. The Empire would be at its weakest point. Does he do that? Does he finally win and take Vader down? No. He walks away. Now, does he walk away because he knows about Luke is under attack, which would have been a better scene if he had felt Luke's pain and his being scared and knew that he couldn't kill Vader without sacrificing Luke? No, he just walks away. There's no fucking reason, and some artists are going to say maybe he felt Luke. No. He doesn't feel Luke's being scared until he's fucking all the way up in space. He just walks away. He walks away. Vader is at his weakest fucking point, and he walks away. How does this get past the writing staff, the director, like anybody see this scene and just say to themselves, it can't, what am I thinking of? Of course they didn't give a shit. Anyway, so Obi-Wan walks away from the weakest Vader has ever been and gets on a shuttle, senses Luke is in danger, runs to Tatooine, and the third sister, Reva, is chasing down Luke. And by the way, Luke has seen a lightsaber. Okay, Luke has just seen a lightsaber. So when he acts surprised in A New Hope about a lightsaber, it's like, well, you saw when you were 10 years old, Luke. You saw when you were 10. You should not be that shocked. So Reva manages to push Luke down. He falls down some rocks. He gets knocked out. Reva's about to kill him, and Reva sees herself, remembers Order 66 in the temple, and then just grabs Luke, brings him back to the farm where Obi-Wan's there waiting like a bitch, and says she can't kill him. I mean, she can't kill Luke, and she's so sorry and bullshit and blah 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 blah. And Obi-Wan says that's strength, and then we leave the scene and we don't know what happened with Reva. Trust me, we'll probably find out in her show, because that's definitely going to fucking happen. I can't wait for that to be a failure, and I'd laugh my arse off about it. So, Obi-Wan... So, Leia got back to her father. She wants to be more active and to be somewhat of hope for people in the Federation, to free them of the Empire, blah, 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 blah. And Organa and his wife are with Leia, and they're waiting for a special visitor to Alderaan. Turns out to be Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan gives her a pep talk and gives her back a robot that she gave him. And yeah, it just keeps, every part of this episode just makes the scene from A New Hope with the message just sounds so weird. Like, how do you not know who this is, Leia? He saved your life when you were 10. Anyway, my God. Anyway, Luke gives her a pep talk. I mean, not Luke. Obi-Wan gives her a pep talk. Jumps back on the shuttle. Goes back to Tatooine. Visits Owen. And says that, yes, the boy should grow up on his own. And he'll keep his distance. Apparently, it sounds like he wants to just leave and leave leave Luke on his own. Because that worked, didn't it? I mean, if you had actually been on Tatooine... I mean, if Reva hadn't just not decided to kill Luke, you would have failed your mission, Obi-Wan. The one mission that you had, you would have failed it. But he's just decided he's just going to leave his cave and just head off into nowhere. He has a little talk with Owen. Then Luke calls to him and he goes over and says, "Hello there," because you know you have to get that line in, because that's just not being so ridiculous at this point. And yeah, he sees Luke for a second, jumps back on his horse, whatever. He goes walking, and I will give one credit to this episode. We finally see Qui-Gon Jinn. I liked it. I will admit that I liked it. And it was great seeing him back. But it was just ruined when I just remembered, why are you dead, Qui-Gon? All you did was get stabbed. You just got stabbed. You can survive these now. Like, I mean, the Grand Inquisitor, Reva. You can survive these sorts of attacks, Qui-Gon. Why are you dead? You shouldn't be dead. You should be alive and kicking. Jesus fucking Christ. And Qui-Gon, I mean, Obi-Wan says, "I thought I'd never see you again." And he says, "I've always been with you, Obi-Wan. You just didn't have you just couldn't see me." And then Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon go off into the distance, and that's how the episode ends. This is just a massive disgrace to Star Wars. It just is. If you defend this show, if you say this is good, or this is, perfectly within reason of canon, you're a cunt. Okay? You're a Disney shill. I don't care what you say. The amount of canon breaking shit in this one episode alone should have cancelled this entire series. They want to make a season 2 of Obi-Wan? Fucking go for it, Disney. What else can you do at this point to ruin Star Wars? Like, what else? This is a bad fucking episode. One of the worst I've ever seen. I mean, this is worse than The Last Jedi. It just is. And it's just wow. Like, just wow how bad this is. And that's me done. It's a -10 for me. It's just terrible. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of my review. If you like this review, give it a like. If you dislike this review, give it a dislike. And if you like the content, do think about subscribing. Entertainment World Soldier. Bye. Oh, and fuck the writers, fuck the director, and fuck Kathleen Kennedy. Bye.